Magandang buhay mga bata! Tara, samahan ninyo akong matuto kasama si
Teacher Aika, your online teacher. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell for more videos. Thank you! Matatag Curriculum, Mathematics Grade 4, Quarter 3, Lesson 4. Our topic for today is about ordering dissimilar fractions from smallest to largest and vice versa. This is Teacher Aika, your online teacher. Let's start! Learning competencies and objectives. Order dissimilar fractions from smallest to largest and vice versa. Contents. Ordering dissimilar fractions from smallest to largest and vice versa. A. Order dissimilar fractions using models and B. Order dissimilar fractions. Day 1. Let's have first a short review. Arrange the fraction or number cards in order from smallest to largest. Set A, 3/4, 1/4, 4/4, 2/4. Set B, 5/8, 1/8, 3/8, 7/8. Set C, 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5. Set D, 4,112, 4,201, 4,029. Set E, 19,010, 19,100, 19,001, and 19,101. Answer for Set A, Set B, Set C. Answer for Set D and Set E. Guide questions. How do we arrange or order whole numbers? The answer: compare the digits starting from the leftmost place value. The number with the larger digit in this place value is the largest. Second, what kind of fractions are fractions in sets A to C? The answer: these are similar fractions. Third, how do we arrange similar fractions? Answer: since they have the same denominators, compare the numerators and arrange them according to their values. Lesson purpose. Our previous lesson explored comparing dissimilar fractions using symbols less than, greater than, and equals through different strategies. Today, let us explore how we order or arrange fractions from smallest to largest or vice versa. Unlocking Content Area Vocabulary. Fractions can be arranged from smallest to largest or from largest to smallest. Fractions in ascending order. Fractions in ascending order are arranged from smallest to largest. Fractions in descending order. Fractions in descending order are arranged from largest to smallest. Subtopic number 1. Ordering dissimilar fractions from smallest to largest and vice versa using models. Fraction modeling. Today, we will be working with fractions. The teacher will split you into 4 groups, and each group will get a set of cards with fractions on them. Your job is to show these fractions using pictures. This will help you understand what the fractions look like. After you do that, you will need to arrange the fractions in the correct order, either from the smallest to the biggest or the biggest to the smallest. You can use the table to help with this task. Let's get started. Group 1. Fraction card 1/2, 1/5, 1/10, and 1/4. Order ascending, smallest to largest. Here are the questions. Number 1. What kind of fractions are given? The answer, dissimilar fractions. Number 2. What have you noticed with their numerators? The answer, they have the same numerators. Number 3, based on your previous lesson about comparing fractions, how do we compare fractions with the same numerators? The answer, when comparing fractions with the same numerators, the fraction with smaller denominator holds the greater value. Number 4, how do we order fractions with the same numerators? The answer, when we order fractions with the same numerators, the fraction with the smallest denominator has the greatest or largest value, while the fraction with the largest denominator has the smallest value. Number 5, which fraction has the greatest or largest value? The answer, 1/2. Number 6, which fraction has the smallest value? The answer, 1/10. For group number 2, order descending. Fraction cards, 2/3, 3/6, 1/4, and 5/12. Questions: what kind of fractions are given? The answer, dissimilar fractions. Number 2, which fraction has the greatest or largest value? The answer, 2/3. Number 3, which fraction has the smallest value? The answer, 1/4. Group number 3, model number line. Order descending. Fraction cards 3/4, 2/8, 1/3, and 4/6. Questions. Number 1. What kind of fractions are given? The answer, dissimilar fractions. Number 2. Which fraction has the greatest or largest value? The answer, 3/4. Number 3. Which fraction has the smallest value? The answer, 2/8. Group 4. Model fraction strips or bars. Order ascending. Fraction cards 2/5, 7/6, 2/4, and 3/10. Questions. Number 1. What kind of fractions are given? The answer, dissimilar fractions. Number 2. Which fraction has the greatest or largest value? The answer, 6/7. Number 3. Which fraction has the smallest value? The answer, 3/10. Worked example. Create visual representations or models for the given sets of dissimilar fractions. Then, arrange or order these models in ascending or descending order. Label the fraction models. Model, fraction, circles, or disk. Order ascending. Letter A and letter B. Model, fraction strips or bars. Order ascending. Letter A and letter B. Model, number lines. Order descending. Letter A and letter B. Model, fraction, circles, or disk. Order descending. Letter A and letter B. Day 2. Lesson activity. Draw the given fractions using the indicated model, then arrange them in ascending or descending order. Number 1 and number 2. Numbers 3, 4, and 5. Answers to lesson activity. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Day 3. Subtopic number 2. Ordering dissimilar fractions from smallest to largest and vice versa. The teacher will ask the pupils to model the fractions in the word problem and provide answers by using fraction disc. Fraction modeling. Let's read the word problem. At a pizza parlor, Theon, Kelvin, and Rafa purchased the same pizzas and divided each pizza among themselves and their relatives. They decided to bring any leftovers to work so they could share them with their colleagues. Theon brought off the pizza, whereas Kelvin was able to bring. Rafa arrived with, who brought the smallest portion of pizza? Who brought the largest portion of pizza? Sort the quantity of pizza that Theon, Kelvin, and Rafa brought to work from the largest to the smallest amount of pizza they shared with their colleagues. Theon has 3/6. Kelvin has 1/4. Rafa has 4/12. Here are the guide questions. Number 1, what fraction represents the leftover of Theon and his relatives? The answer, 2/8. Number 2, therefore, what fraction represents the portion eaten by Theon and his relatives? The answer, 3/6. Number 3, what fraction represents the leftover of Kelvin and his relatives? The answer, 1/8. Number 4, therefore, what fraction represents the portion eaten by Kelvin and his relatives? The answer, 3/4. Number 5, what fraction represents the leftover of Rafa and his relatives? The answer, 4/12. Number 6, therefore, what fraction represents the portion eaten by Rafa and his relatives? The answer, 8/12. Number 8, who carried the smallest portion? The answer, Kelvin. Number 9, who carried the largest portion? The answer, Theon. And last, number 10, if we sort the quantity of pizza that Theon, Kelvin, and Rafa brought to work from the largest to the smallest amount of pizza they shared with their colleagues, how will the arrangement be? The answer, Theon 3/6, Rafa 4/12, and Kelvin with 1/4. Worked example. Aside from using visual representation to order dissimilar fractions, different strategies can be used. The strategies discussed during the lesson on comparing dissimilar fractions can be applied to ordering fractions. Using the same example, Let us demonstrate one by one how each of these strategies can be applied to ordering dissimilar fractions. The least common multiple or LCM of the denominators 4, 6, and 12 is 12. If you continue listing the multiples of these denominators, you can still create more equivalent fractions with the same denominator. Using the least common multiple of the denominators or least common denominator or LCD to generate equivalent fractions simplifies the calculation and makes it easier to compare fractions. Strategy number 1. Finding equivalent fractions of the given with the same denominators. Example 1. Arrange the fractions in descending order. 3/6, 1/4, and 4/12. Strategy number 1. To generate equivalent fractions of each given, we multiply both the numerator and the denominator by the same number. 3/6 times 2/2 is equal to 6/12. Therefore, 3/6 is equal to 6/12. Therefore, 1/4 is equal to 3/12. 4/12 has the same denominator with that of 6/12 and 3/12. To arrange them in descending order using strategy 1, 6/12, 4/12, and 3/12. 3/6, 4/12, and 1/4. Strategy number 2. Classifying fractions into less than 1/2, equal to 1/2, and greater than 1/2. When do we say that a fraction is equal to 1/2, less than 1/2, or greater than 1/2? A fraction is equal to 1/2 if the numerator is half the denominator. A fraction is less than 1/2 if the numerator is less than half of the denominator. And a fraction is greater than 1/2 if the numerator is more than half of the denominator. For fraction equal to 1/2, which fraction is equal to 1/2? The answer, 3/6 is equal to 1/2. What have you noticed with the numerator and denominator of 3/6? The answer, the numerator is half the denominator. For fraction less than 1/2, which fraction is less than 1/2? The answer, 1/4 and 4/12 are less than 1/2. What have you noticed with the numerator and denominator of 1/4 and 4/12? The answer, the numerator is half the denominator. Since both 1/4 and 4/12 are less than 1/2, we can either use cross-multiplication strategy or strategy 1 to determine which of the two fractions have the greater or smaller value. 1 times 12 is equal to 12. 4 times 4 is equal to 16. Therefore, 1/4 is less than 4/12, or 1/4 is equal to 2/8 is equal to 3/12 as compared with 4/12. Therefore, 3/12 is less than 4/12. And the arrangement will be 3/6, 4/12, and 1/4. Strategy number 3, using cross multiplication. In our lesson on comparing fractions, we could determine and check whether a fraction is greater than or less than another fraction using cross multiplication. We can also use this strategy when ordering the similar fractions. Let us try using the same given. Strategy number 3, using cross multiplication. Step 1, compare 3/6 and 1/4. 3 times 4 is equal to 12. 6 times 1 is equal to 6. Therefore, 3 times 4 is equal to 12 is greater than 6 times 1 is equal to 6. Step 2, compare 3/6 and 4/12. 12 times 3 is equal to 36. 6 times 4 is equal to 24. Therefore, 12 times 3 is equal to 36 is greater than 6 times 4 is equal to 24. Step 3, compare 4/12 and 1/4. 4 times 4 is equal to 16. 12 times 1 is equal to 12. Therefore, 4 times 4 is equal to 16 is greater than 12 times 1 is equal to 12. Therefore, 3/6 is greater than 4/12 is greater than 1/4. And the arrangement in descending order would be 3/6, 4/12, and 1/4. Let us have another set of dissimilar fractions. Order the following fractions in ascending order using the 3 strategies. Example number 2, 4/9, 2/6, 2/3, and 1/2. Strategy number 1, finding equivalent fractions of the given with the same denominators. Let us generate equivalent fractions of the given whose denominators are the same. Strategy number 1. Therefore, 1/2 is equal to 9/18. To arrange them in ascending order using strategy 1, 6/18, 8/18, 9/18, 12/18. 2/6, 4/9, 1/2, and 2/3. Strategy number 2, classifying fractions into less than 1/2, equal to 1/2, and greater than 1/2. For a fraction equal to 1/2, which fraction is equal to 1/2? The answer, 1/2 is equal to itself. For a fraction less than 1/2, which fraction is less than 1/2? The answer, 4/9 and 2/6 are less than 1/2. Since both 4/9 and 2/6 are less than 1/2, we can either use cross multiplication strategy or strategy 1 to determine which of the two fractions have the greater or smaller value. 4 times 6 is equal to 24. Is greater than 9 times 2 is equal to 18. Therefore, 4/9 is greater than 2/6. For fraction greater than 1/2, which fraction is greater than 1/2? The answer, 2/3 is greater than 1/2. What have you noticed with the numerator and the denominator of 2/3? The answer, the numerator is greater than half of the denominator. The arrangement will be 2/6, 4/9, 1/2, and 2/3. Day 4. Strategy 3, using cross multiplication. Step 1, compare 4/9 and 2/6. 4 times 6 is equal to 24, is greater than 9 times 2 is equal to 18. Step 2, compare 4/9 and 2/3. 4 times 3 is equal to 12. Is less than 9 times 2 is equal to 18. Step 3, compare 4/9 and 1/2. 4 times 2 is equal to 8, is less than 9 times 1 is equal to 9. Step 4, compare 2/3 and 1/2. 2 times 2 is equal to 4, is greater than 3 times 1 is equals to 3. Therefore, the arrangement in ascending order would be 2/6, 4/9, 1/2, and 2/3. Guide questions. What have you noticed with the numerators of the dissimilar fractions? Answer: they have the same numerators. Based on our previous lesson, what do we say about the value of the fractions with the same numerators? The answer: for fractions with the same numerators, the smaller the denominator, the greater its value. Therefore, how will the arrangement be in descending order? The answer: 3 halves, 3 fourths, 3 fifths, and 3 tenths. Lesson activity A. Arrange the following sets of dissimilar fractions in ascending order by applying any of the strategies discussed. Number 1 and number 2. Number 3, 4, and 5. Answers to the lesson activity. Letter B. Arrange the following sets of dissimilar fractions in descending order by applying any of the strategies discussed. One and 2. Three, 4, and 5. Answers for numbers 1 to 5. Learners' takeaways. The teacher will guide the pupils in completing this table. Key ideas or concepts: ordering the similar fractions from the smallest to largest and vice versa using models. Next, ordering the similar fractions from smallest to largest and vice versa using different strategies. Write what I've learned from the discussion, concepts that are somewhat confusing, and concepts I totally don't understand. Reflection on learning. The pupil will complete this statement. I realized that learning about ordering the similar fractions can be fascinating and essential because... Write your answer in your notebook. Formative assessment. Create visual representations or models for each set of dissimilar fractions. Arrange or order these models in ascending orders for numbers 1 to 2 and descending orders for numbers 3 to 5. Then check your answers by applying any of the strategies discussed. Here's 1 to 5. And here's the answer for 1 and 2. Three and 4. And last, number 5. Maraming salamat sa panonood. Huwag kalimutang i-like at mag-subscribe para sa higit pang educational content. I-click ang bell icon para ma-update ka sa ating mga bagong video. Salamat!